Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
This is CoreTV News on the hour with Nifemi Oguntoye. The acting governor of Adamawa, Amadou Fintiri, says the government has concluded plan to probe impeached Governor Murtala Nyako over 82 billion naira debt profile. Fintiri announced this in a broadcast to people of the state in Yola on Tuesday. He added that the government will cooperate with all anti-graft agencies to recover stolen state funds. The acting governor revealed that his interim administration inherited a debt profile of more than 12 billion naira in the statutory revenue account, alongside liabilities amounting to 70 billion naira set to be diverted to non-viable projects. Fintiri, who maintains that he was committed to handing over a better Adamawa to the next administration, says local government would be treated properly as an effective tier of government through prompt release of funds. He urged traditional rulers, religious leaders, community leaders, security agencies and the people of the state to participate fully in bringing back the lost glory of Adamawa. Meanwhile, residents of Garkida in Gombe, local government council area of Adamawa State, have fled their homes barely 48 hours after the town came under heavy attack by insurgents. This follows rumors from neighboring villages that the insurgents will attack again.
It was an exodus of people from Garkida town who feel the town is not safe. Tuesday morning saw residents with their luggage ready to vacate the town. Most of these people are the elderly, women and children who are vulnerable when attacks are carried out. They are living in panic and cannot spend another night in a town that was once very peaceful.
We have little children with us. We'll be sleeping in the mountain, crying. Children are crying. Bullets everywhere, shooting everywhere. We don't know where the shooting is coming from. And it's just that we just can't stand it. That's why we are trying to run away for our lives.
People are not yet settled down because we are expecting that the people may still come back for another revenge or for another this thing again. So that's why everywhere you can see people are very scared and we are about running out of the town now.
The insurgents who created this fear in the residents carried out their operations for about 6 hours, killing 5 soldiers in a gun battle and 4 civilians. The sole administrator of Garkida Development Area, who lost a son on the attack, appealed to government to fully equip the military to be able to contain the insurgents.
The only thing that will make them feel that they are safe at their home is the reinforcement of the Nigerian army, which they have already done. They have brought in more people, and the only self-protection that they will now get and the assurance that they will now get is only the coming in of this reinforcement, and it has taken place. So as far as I'm concerned, I have told them that unless something different takes place, these people have now been reinforced, and then our safety probably is now being guaranteed. But if somebody is terrified, before he cools off, it will be a bit difficult. Now, some of them are going as far down as to Yola. Some of them are in here in Gombe. So if by God's grace, after a day or two, nothing happens, definitely they will come back.
Property destroyed during the attack includes the police station, military base and the residence of a former member of the House of Representatives. The attack has left the people in panic as the Garkida General Hospital, which was also deserted. The district head of Garkida, who described the incident as unfortunate, appealed to residents to be calm and pray for an end to insecurity in the country.
Well, if such thing happen, you know there will be some mixed thinking. People will think maybe they will come back again, but many of them are still here in the town. Few of them, they are thinking maybe they will repeat the same thing again. That is why they are running away. On our own part, we are trying to calm them down now, because we are in the town. We try to calm them down. But we are calling the authority to police, because if they happen to see some soldiers or policemen around, they'll put some confidence in their mind, and they'll stop traveling. But with the absence of all these security people, they will be threatened.
Military personnel have been deployed to the area. It is hoped that normalies will soon return to the troubled town.
The recent spate of bombings in Kano State has further raised questions about the success of the fight against terrorism in Nigeria. Speaking on our flagship program, Core Digest, Lagos-based lawyer Festus Keyamo condemns the act and calls for a proper military solution to solving Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria.
The clear threat we see here is a threat to our democracy and our unity as a country. And the earlier we deal with this situation, I think the better for all of us. What we are witnessing is a situation where the government has not shown a capacity at all to curtail this situation. The government has not shown a capacity to deal decisively with this situation. We are just hearing some kind of stereotypes from government, stereotypes. Government keeps telling, if it happens, government comes and condemns what has happened, tells people to be vigilant, they tell people that we are on top of the situation, and that is all you hear from government. This is a clear case of ineptitude by government, purely a military solution, the way it is now, because they are deaf to dialogue. Don't forget that they are deaf to dialogue. They are deaf to any kind of rapprochement.
The Chibok community in Abuja has denied reports that it collected 100 million naira largesse during its meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan at the presidential villa last week. Chairman of the community, Sambidu Abana, described as false allegations that the largesse was shared amongst the parents and that some were shortchanged by the leadership of the association. The BBC had earlier reported that the whooping amount was given to the Chibok parents, adding that many of the parents complained that they were shortchanged and given amounts ranging from 200 to 300,000 naira. He added that the money shared was handed by presidency officials who gave out envelopes to the parents. Chairman, Kibako Area Development Association, Bitrus Pogo, also described the allegation as false, noting that the money that was shared to the Chibok parents was handled by Aso Villa officials. The Minister of State for Defense, Musili Obanikoro, has assured residents and business operators along the Apapa Express Road that the federal government is committed to making the road motorable. He made this known during a tour of the road in Apapa alongside the Nigerian Navy. Omotayo Alo has details.
The deplorable state of the Lagos-Apapa Express Road has raised a lot of concern in the past few months. Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola visited the area on several occasions to ascertain the compliance of the directives given to tanker drivers to desist from parking on the road, while calling on the federal government to wake up to its responsibilities. The Minister of State for Defense took a tour of the road and commended the effort of the Nigerian Navy. He encouraged the Lagos State government to continue in its efforts of making the road motorable.
There is need for the state to have a permanent holding bay for the truck drivers. It is when we have that, then we can have a radio link between the port and the stakeholders, so that whenever the port is ready to have them, then there will be a radio communication, and then they can now proceed to go in there. That we cannot afford not to do as quickly as possible.
Representatives of the Association of Apapa residents and business operators say they had to bear a lot of pain daily due to the bad condition of the road. They commended the Nigerian Navy of its support and called on other government parastatals to follow suit.
If all the agencies are able to come together in one committee and work together, this matter will be not fully resolved, but it will create an environment where traffic can flow and the people who need to go to the ports can get to the ports.
The gridlock in Apapa became a concern to every Nigerian. And Navy they want to provide security within the waterfronts and its environs, Apapa. And because of the security threat that this gridlock is causing, they cannot sit down and fold their arms not to interfere.
The Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Sami Alade, says the intervention of the Nigerian Navy to clear the road was not only to free the area of traffic gridlock, but also to reduce the security threat in the area.
What we are doing particularly is to partner with other stakeholders, because we cannot do it alone. And as a matter of fact, my duty is not to clear roads, but because of the security implication of what is happening in Apapa, we had to, take action, to make sure that traffic, flows, in Apapa area.
Residents of Apapa have expressed hope that the frequent visits of top government officials will translate to the construction of the road. Omota Yoalo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Scientists under the aegis of the Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria in Cross River State are calling on the federal government to urgently put in place effective emergency response mechanism to prevent the outbreak of the Ebola virus in the country. They made their position known at the one-day workshop in Calabar titled Ebola Virus, an Emerging Global Challenge. Chairman of the association, Gloria Akibong, says it has become imperative for the Nigerian public to be properly educated as the threat was on the disease. Is on the increase daily. She appealed to the federal government to ensure that mechanisms were put in place to check the virus in the country. A consultant microbiologist at the University of Calabar, Michael Use, added that it was time for Nigeria to take the threat of the virus serious. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Osun State, Iyola Omishore, says his government would put in place a structure that will recognize the traditional institution in the state if elected. Omishore made the statement when he took his campaign train to Ilesha local government area in Osun. Frank Omolape has details.
Flanked by his supporters, Omishore's first point of call was the palace of Ilesha, Oba Gabriel Adekule, to pay homage. While berating the spate of neglect for traditional rulers in the state, Omishore says the government of the People's Democratic Party will restore the traditional structure when voted into office.
Because we have successfully put the traditional setting behind us, we are putting the governance, the political structure far ahead of traditional setting. Has not been used against us in the issue of Boko Haram, other these violent tendencies. So the government of PDP coming on board in less than 3 weeks' time, by the grace of God, ensure a pride of place, a rightful place, a successful and a fully integrated traditional setting.
Responding to accusations by the ruling All Progressives Congress in the state that the PDP is an exploitative party, Ben Folashade Grace dismissed the APC statement.
So for we that are supposed to be taking care of the lives and the property of people, we will now turn around to fight the same people. This is the propaganda of the highest order. It's an high-tech propaganda, and it's not going to go anywhere, because on the 9th of August, the people of Osun State will speak, and they will speak with their votes.
Some of the PDP stalwarts present were optimistic of the party's victory in the coming election.
Already, the APC, they are very jittery. They are calling for postponement of election. So, but I can assure you that we rely on the grace of God and on the grace of the people. We win the election all over Osun State.
We don't bring people together at once, every time and say we are having a rally. So I think we have communicated with the people of Osun State, and I think they are desirous of a change, and that's why I believe that Omishore will be successful come 9th August.
The governorship candidate says the Ilesha outcome is as a result of grassroots campaign.
House to house, door to door, neighbor to neighbor. And of course, it's obvious you can see what's happening here. It has been good reception across everywhere. We have blessings everywhere. And it shows that Osun people are ready for a change.
The Osun governorship elections is just days away, and efforts by political parties have intensified and seeking to win voters. Frank Malape, CoreTV News, Ilesha.
Thank you, Frank. That wraps it this hour on CoreTV News. Core Digest continues shortly. Stay with us.